Hello everybody, it's Vinyl Rich here with a Vinyl Finds video number 37. I got, I think 7 albums here I have. Plus I got this in the mail. Gonna open it up. Get my hatchet out. Alright, got it open. Throw this away. Got a Neil Young, Tonight's the Night. This is from Erick M. He sent this to me. Apparently I mentioned that I didn't have this album, and he ran across this copy, and I really appreciate it. It almost makes me reluctant to mention albums that I'm looking for, because I don't expect people to be sending me stuff. But anyways, this is from Erick M. He had to shorten his YouTube channel's name because Helmut Diggy couldn't pronounce his last name. But anyways, let's see what we got here. This is an album that I'm not real familiar with. Neil Young, Tonight's the Night. Really good copy here. Really nice shape. Of course, it's on the reprise. Tonight's the Night. This album, it's a pretty weird album, actually. I mean, I think it was recorded in 72, 73. I believe it came out in 74. Maybe 75. It's real sparse. I'm not real, like I said, I'm not real familiar with this album. It's I mean, some of the songs, it sounds like the dudes are playing different songs, It's pretty different than almost anything else that was being done at the time. I think this is the one that came out right after On the Beach. My brother had On the Beach, and I rather liked that album. I never did really check this album out. But I'm really glad to have this. I really like Neil Young. He's way up there. I saw Neil Young twice in concert. Once in the very early 70s. It was probably 72, 73 at the latest, I believe. Linda Ronstadt was the opening performer. Neil Young came out, just him and his acoustic guitar. Did a couple of songs, and then another member of his band came out, probably the guitar player or bass player, and slowly another member came out, and the whole band was out there with him eventually. One person came out at a time. Then Graham Nash and David Crosby came out, and it was a heck of a concert. Really good. I did see him another time with Crazy Horse, and it's when that on the tour of that Wailed, I believe it's Wailed is the album. That was really good too. Okay, now my vinyl purchases. First one here is the Long Riders 10560. Yeah, 10560, still in the shrink. This is one of the original Paisley Underground bands from the LA. This is their first EP. It's on PVC records. Really good, 60s sounding. It's got, I think it's the second song on side 2. Kind of has a hint of the country, which was things to come. Their second album, I believe it's Native Sons, had a little bit of a country tint to it. But this is a really good album. If you like the 60s and you like that Paisley Underground from the 80s, really, this is a good album. Good EP, I should say. And what was really cool about it, came with this little, well, it was actually a pretty big postcard. The Long Riders. I don't know if that P.O. box is any good. I doubt it. But it says right here, for more information from the Paisley Underground, mail this postcard to the Long Riders. Pretty cool. That was still in there. And it also came with this, I don't know if this is a press release or if this is what somebody else put into this. It has like copies of newspaper articles or magazine articles, I guess, on the Long Riders. It's quite a few pages here. Yeah, it's pretty cool. It's got a lot of stuff. 15-20 pages of stuff here. But that's pretty cool. Very good. I wanted to do something before I showed my albums. I haven't done this in a while. I kind of like to support newer members of the VC. I mean, I've been here maybe a year and whatnot, and I guess I've said before, it's kind of like high school. You got your little cliques, and I guess I've graduated. I'm a sophomore now, you know, and I want to give a shout out to a few VC members making videos. I'll leave links in the description to their channels. Check them out. First one is Bee T.O. He's a new VC member. He has 3 videos. Check him out. You know how it is when you first start and you know you're hardly getting any views. Check the guy out. He shows some really good stuff. Next one is Vinyl Hysteria. I don't know if she's from the Pacific Northwest, but she does like the bands from the Pacific Northwest, and she also likes a lot of the new bands. She shows a pretty good mix. I enjoy her channel. One thing that I really do appreciate about her channel is the way she handles the vinyl. You don't see her fingers on the grooves, and I like the way she handles her vinyl, and really she seems like a really nice, sincere person. She just had a break-in. Luckily, fortunately, they didn't touch her vinyl. Another relatively new channel. I believe he only has a few videos, 2 or 3, I believe, and it's got to be one of the best named channels. It's another fat bearded man talking about records. So far he's shown mostly country. He's a English chap, and I believe he does have other interests, but so far what he's been showing is country. I do like the older country, so I do like his taste, and he shows some really good albums. Another one that's been around maybe 6 months or so, maybe longer, is Dots and Loops Vinyl Records. This guy has I don't know if he's works in the music industry or what, but he has a fantastic collection of funk, 60s psych, garage, obscure. I mean, shows some really nice stuff in his videos, and He's got a really nice house too, I'll tell you that much. It looks spectacular. And the last guy I'm going to give a shout out to is Grebo 69. He's got a cracking channel. I get a kick out of this guy. When it's a good album, he goes, "This is a cracking record." And he's another gentleman from I believe England, the UK. Anyways, I'm going to get started again. Mr. Yellowman. This is in the Shrink. Back in December, when I was in Bakersfield at Christmas, I bought what is it? The Best Dressed Chicken in Town. There was a Yellowman album there, and it was a album, I can't remember, it was Zuma 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 or something like that. But it's a picture of him in the street surrounded by all these kids. And man, the first song on side one of that, it's got a really great guitar riff in it. It's got this really nice horns. But the record had a scratch on it, so I didn't buy it. But I had the guy play it for me, and I really liked it. I ran across this album here, Mr. Yellowman, so I thought I would pick it up. I'm not a big reggae guy. It's on the green sleeves. This is the same label that Best Dressed Chicken in Town album was on, and I figured, you know, it was a good sounding record, so I kind of figured it's a good label. I knew this guy from that other album, kind of how he sounded, and this is a good album. 4.5, 5-star album. Now, like I was going to say, I'm not a really big reggae guy, so when I do buy some reggae in my collection, I'm going to make sure it's some top-notch stuff, essential stuff, I guess you would say. And this is what this one is here. It's the Upsetters with the Super 8, and I guess it's got a Lee Scratch Perry in the Upsetters. This is a killer album here, and I guess there was I thought the Metal Theologian had shown this, but apparently it was the return of the Super 8 is what he showed. He has a video. It's funny album covers, reggae album covers, and one of them that he showed was the return of Super 8. I thought it was this one, and that's why I picked this one up. And the guy at the store recommended it. A lot of glare, but that's a pretty cool album cover. Hopefully that could be my... I really dig this album. And it's on the Mamgo. I believe I have something on this album, this label, and it's not reggae. And Doug A, or I guess I should say Fat City Vinyl. I still think of you as Doug A. I'm sorry. He told me that when I showed that album that I think it was those Roxy albums, that punk rock club was on that label. And Doug A mentioned that, yeah, there's a lot of reggae on that label. Anyways, next one here is the instrumental hits of Buck Owens and his Buckaroos. I do have a few Buck Owens albums. I mean, I have a lot of his CDs. And I thought it'd be pretty cool to have an instrumental. It's on the Columbia. I don't know why I'm showing this label. Everybody knows it. The Columbia Rainbow label. But yeah, this is a pretty cool album. All of Buck Owens albums from like 65 to 70. Even this 70 stuff I like, but that mid to late 60s stuff, man, all of them are good. Pretty cool. Buck Owens. I'm not going to tell Buck Owens' story this video. I've told enough of them. This one here, Geronimo Black. This is a right here. No, right here. It's Jimmy Carl Black's band. Right here. That's Jimmy Carl Black, and right here is Bunk Gardner. Both from the Mothers of Invention. So that's why I picked this up. I don't know if you can see that Geronimo Black. It's in really good shape. There's a little bit of wear right there in the middle on the top, but other than that, man, it's in pretty good shape. The cover is. And this is what it looks like. It's kind of a hard rock album. The first song sung by Jimmy Carl Black, and actually I really like his singing. There's another guy that sings on the album too. This is a lyric sheet. I kind of prefer Jimmy Carl Black's. This is the original inner sleeve. I kind of prefer Jimmy Carl Black's singing. You remember, he's the Indian of the group, and it's on the Uni label. Geronimo Black. Good album, if you can find it. I recommend it. I mean, it's not a great album, but it is a good album. And my last record I'm going to show, it's another Stax album from '74, I believe. It's the Soul Children, Friction. And I am familiar with this song, I'll Be the Other Woman. I don't really have many Stax albums. In fact, I bought some Eddie Floyd, a couple of Eddie Floyd albums not that long ago, and those were the first two Stax albums that I owned. And I saw this one very cheap, and I thought I'd pick it up, and I don't really like it. It's a little too smooth for me. Like I said, I was familiar with this. I do have a box set, like a 4 CD box set of from Stax. But that first song, I mean, it's, what is it? The Other Woman. I'll Be the Other Woman. I mean, it's a terrible message. I mean, it's just I can't get over. I mean, I'm a music guy, and the words really I could care less about most of the time, unless they're outstanding and they, quite moving. But I couldn't get past the lyrics of that song. It's not a good message. And I don't know. I'll Be the Other Woman. I mean, what the hell, I don't know. I had an issue with it. But beyond that, I mean, the next song, it's What's Happening, Baby. And I'm not a big fan of baby in the names of songs either. And that song is this guy rapping like this, the real soft, cool rapping. I mean, he's just talking for like 2 minutes and 40-something seconds before he starts singing. And it's just, like I said, this album is just too smooth for me. I like my music a little rough around the edges. It is on Stax. But if anybody is interested in this album, it's in really good shape. Send me a private message, and I'll gladly send it to you. I mean, it's good for what it is. It's just not my taste. I'm not going to say it's a bad album. I mean, it's just not my taste. And I'm sure there's somebody out there who would love to have this album, and I will gladly send it to you. Just give me a private message. Anyways, 19 minutes, not too bad. Better than 40, that Black Flag video. Anyways, take care, guys and gals.